Hello, Nigerians. How are you doing? How are you today? With me here, I have the Nigeria Constitution, the 1999 Constitution as amended. This book is a guideline, or it was supposed to be a guidelines to every Nigerian. Seen as far as you are in Nigeria, the do's and the don'ts, what you are supposed to know, the laws that govern the lines of Nigeria. Because when you travel out there, there are their own law that governs them that they know. It comes from their constitution. But this our own book, this our own constitution. How many Nigerians knows about it? How many Nigerians knows about it? Now, this our constitution, I have it. But the more I read it, the more I get confused. Do you know why I say the more I read it, the more I get confused? Because this book here, it is part of our problem and it also the solution to our problems. Because this thing is supposed to be like a rules and regulation, it is not being guided. It is not being followed. We don't follow the rule. We don't listen to what is in here. Those that sat down and wrote this book, are they doing it? Are they checkmating it to see that Nigerians are really practicing it? Like I said earlier, how many Nigerians knows what is in here? Our fundamental human rights. How many rights do we have? How many do we practice? Do you know them? Do you know when, where to go and claim your rights? We don't know all these things. That is why Nigeria, it is the way it is. Last week I was reading this book. One lady came and saw me and she laughed. She said, "Can you want solve Nigeria problem? You dey carry Nigeria problem for head." I sat down and looked at her. After she left, I was like, oh, ignorance. Indeed, it's an ignorance. Because we don't know about this. Assuming we know about this or we have been following this, most of the things happening in our land today wouldn't have been happening. Yes, it's because we don't know our rights. The rights that governs on us in Nigeria, right to live, right to fair hearing, right to that, are we really following them up? Some men only know that, yeah, this is my wife. If they demand for sex and she said, I am tired, or later, or this, they wants to force you, say it's my right. That's the only right some men know. That right that you're supposed to put it on your head now to know it, you don't know it. That's the only right you know. Because you marry her now, she's now like a property. That anytime it's your right, you can tell her what you want to do with her. Even when she's saying, no, I am like this now, you still want to. It is because we don't know our rights in this country that most things that is happening to us, it's happening to us. I said many a times when I said and read this, people will look see me and be laughing. This book, it is not only for lawyers alone. It is not only for those practicing law alone. I said, in as far as you are in Nigeria, you're supposed to know the content of this book. In fact, in our school self, they are supposed to have a teacher that will teach us only this. I know they have break it down like in primary and in secondary education. We have it like what we call civic education. Yes, civic education. But I think that one is not enough because book is like computer. You know, computer. You keep on operating computer. You keep on learning computer. By the time you keep it outside for a while, you start forgetting those things. That is how book is. So I will recommend in our educational system we should have this book back. Let them teach us so that we'll keep on digesting it. Let's know the content, the basics in it. Because we don't know it. Like a place, like let's take for the northern section, northern areas. You see a boy of 10, 11 to 15 years. At that age, the only thing you know now, you start admiring a girl child in public. The thing you know at that age is to get married. The same thing to their female child. At that age, you start looking at her to go and get married. What does she know about marriage that they are pushing her to go into marriage? Have they really oriented her, teach her about marital lifestyle, how it looks like? They see it like a priority from them to go and get married at that tender age. Meanwhile, they have not learned anything about it. These are things we are supposed to know. We are backward once it comes to this. Those that sat down in the National Assembly, are they really following this? What is in here as a constitution? They say declaration of assets. Tell me how many politicians where they are today that declare their assets. Do they declare their assets? Declaration of assets. So that is why I say it is part of our problem and it's also the solution to our problem. It is part of our problem because what is in here, we don't practice it. By the time we practice it, it will now become like a solution to our problem. Because it's supposed to be, it's a guideline, but we don't follow it. Some people just look at it as the normal way of life for them to go about to look for their daily bread. Then that thing they are supposed to do, that which you are not supposed to do, they don't know it. It is wrong as a people. It is wrong as our right. It is wrong as a Nigeria for us not to know our rights. If you know your right, I know my right. 95% of Nigeria should know our rights. Believe me, most things that is happening today in Nigeria wouldn't have been happening because when somebody talk to you, there are certain things somebody will do to you. You put it to that person and say, "Yes, it is my right." Go and bring the constitution and tell him that section that says this, says it. Tell him or her you know your right, and you see that that person will just shut and be looking at you. It is because we don't know. Then those that knows, they want to oppress us. They say it's their right, and all you do, you just quiet and be listening to that person. And you feel that since this person knows more than me, let me just shut up and be listening to him or her. And that is why our politicians will keep on doing what they are doing with us. Our politicians, Nigerians are in their hands like a tools now. The Nigerians are in the hands of the politician like a key. Nigerians are in the hands of our politician like a ludo. They just play us like this at any time they feel like. When it is time for election, you will see that person that is contesting for a post of a governor, he can go to the last community in his state. But after that, he seems not to know that community again, where they don't have water, where they don't have good road. But they will come to us, we'll start cheering at them. It is your right to ask questions. They don't have to hate. We don't know our right in this country. I will urge you today as a Nigerian, go get this book and start reading it. In our educational system, they should take this alone as a subject. I know they will never do it because they don't want us to know our rights. They will not do it. But it's bad. It is bad. In Nigeria, as a Nigeria, you cannot move freely and have your rights. It's not fair at all. It annoys me. I say, people saw me reading it, they'll be laughing at me. Because I'm trying to know my rights. You go and do same too. And see that Nigeria will not progress. And see that will not make a difference in this country. It's becoming too much. We are just starting at where we are. Nobody seems to care. We come online and we talk. You think we're just talking because we are content creators. This is a way of creating awareness also. There are some content creators, when I listen at them, I try to reason and try to analyze what they are saying. Try to put some things into practice. Don't just be a hearer of a word alone. When you hear something, try to analyze it. Try to put that thing into practice and you see there will be changes in you. So please, please try to know your right. Go and get the Nigeria Constitution as amended, 1999 as amended, and start reading. Know your right. Know where your right starts and where your right ends. Please, it's important. Thank you very much. I care so much because I'm a patriotic Nigerian. I want Nigeria to move forward. And by the grace of God, it is going to work for us. Thank you very much for listening and for hearing.